welcome to day 3. Today we're going to be talking about niches and how to break into the niche that you have chosen for your business. Now, first things first, niche marketing is all about a very specific way of targeting or segmenting a part of the population that is the ideal client that you have chosen. So that's what we've already been talking about over the last few days, with getting really clear on who's your ideal client, because that, of course, is going to define your niche. So it could be a very specific set of criteria. It could be demographic, it could be geographic, or it could be psychosocial. So there's quite a lot of things that we want to take into consideration when looking at how to create a niche, or where do you want to work and who do you want to hang out with. So once you have decided on your niche, it's then time to go and do some research. Who's already in that niche? How are they going? Who are your competitors? Now, with marketing, of course, we want competitors because, of course, when there's some competition, it means that you can then really segment down and be the expert in your field. And of course, that's where clients will come, because you're not the only person there. So they are going to have a look around, but you also need to be in the market as well. So some advantages of niche marketing, of course, is that you will have an absolute expert knowledge on your target market. And by being very specific rather than broad, you'll be able to target what you write, all your copy, every ad, your content, everything you do for your online program exactly for your target audience. And being very specific in a niche, that of course is easier because your knowledge is going to be that much greater. Of course, there's going to be financial benefits for this because you won't have to spend so much money on marketing to a broad population. You're going to be very specific. It might cost you a little more per lead. However, it's better than getting a lot of potential leads that, of course, are not your ideal client. Another advantage of being very clear and working in your niche is, of course, is that your brand. You, of course, are the expert and you'll be seen that way. For me, for example, I actually contribute to a large national nursing journal because I'm now seen as an expert in wellbeing for nurses and for students, which is really exciting, let me tell you. Okay, so how do we break into our niche? Where do we start with this? Well, the first things first, it's all about the research right now. So today it's about researching who's out there, what are they doing, where does your ideal client hang out, and who are they? So we've already started some of this work over the last few days, which is fantastic. That's again why I want you to keep it nice and close when we're doing this work. Where do these people hang out? Where do they live? For example, for me, I choose Australia because that's where I'm from, and geographically, I know that market well. I've spent a lot of time, many thousands of hours researching my market. So therefore, I know where they are and I know what they think. So geographic location definitely comes into it. If you're a local business owner, then definitely you need to think about where your clients will come from. For those who are looking more broad, perhaps national or international, be very specific on where you start. I would recommend you start with your own country to begin with, because we want to narrow it down. We want to know how they think. We want to know how your ideal client, in my world we call it an avatar. So we want to know what our avatar or what our ideal client looks, thinks, says, all those sort of things. So that's your geographical location. Okay, the second thing that we need to look at is the demographic. Who is your ideal client? What age are they? Gender and family. Are they married? Are they single? Does it matter? So again, we really want to look at the demographics and get very specific on that. For example, of course, with students, with my Nurse Power for Students, my demographic, of course, is that they are students, that they're studying. And remembering I have registered nurses, enrolled nurses, through to assistant in nursing in my target audience. And of course they are all different, but I do meet their needs in other ways. So be very clear on the demographics of who your ideal client is going to have. All right, so the third thing we want to look at, of course, is the psychosocial. So here we might want to look at socially, where do they fit in? It could be income related, could be household income. And this is where human behaviour and your expertise on human behaviour is really, really going to help you shine, because that's where we get to know about who our client is and how do they behave. Because if we know that kind of information, we can then actually work out our marketing and building our niche through our community using their behaviour and what will connect you to them in that way. Now, remembering also with a niche is you don't want to be too narrow. You don't want to be so narrow that there's actually nobody there. When you are breaking into an area that hasn't been done before, that's really exciting, but make sure that you set really, really clear parameters. And as I've said in day number 1 and day 2, we want to be able to have some criteria for success. So how are you going to measure building your niche? And remembering failure is only feedback. So if you haven't quite got it right, that's okay, because it's going to really help you with your research, and you will forever continue to keep researching this, and that's really cool. Okay, so recapping from today, some quick things that we want to look at is some research here. So let's have a look at your niche. Where are they? Who are they? And we're going to do that by looking at their geographical location. Where are they located? I know you're online, but we still want to know where they're located. Are they in Australia? Are they in your country? Second thing we want to look at is the demographics. Who exactly are you going to market to? Who is your ideal client? Thirdly, we want to look at the psychosocial. So socially, where are they? Is it income related? And of course, this is where human behaviour comes in. So really, really have a think and do some research. Start with the people you know. Start with the people of friends who perhaps would be your ideal client, and get in and have a talk to them and really listen to the language that they use. That's all for day 3. Have some fun. If you need to get back to me, as always, please email me at bron@bronwatson.com or share it on the Facebook. I'll get back to you shortly. Main thing is, of course, is that if you have a question, ask it while you remember it, and I'll get back and get you that answer. In the meantime, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.